Now, did you just say that Erotic City, he didn't want people to know that was him? Was it intention to maybe think
Yeah,
people thought you guys were?
absolutely, bro. Listen, we're finishing up. We rocked it. Sheila came up after us, and then they performed, and Princeton Revolution performed. When we came off a stage, I kid you not, we're standing in the audience getting ready to watch Sheila. Eddie Murphy comes up, George Duke. I mean, icons. Um, George Clinton, bro. When you guys dropping that? When's that dropping?
Ah,
That is dope. That is dope. And we couldn't say it wasn't us. We just said, yeah, it's coming out soon.
interesting.
And yeah. So I mean, Arsenio. I mean, all just major people that I've always grown up and loved
Yeah.
and followed and fanned out on. Were coming up to us, fanning out on us, and we like, man, we ain't nobody. We ain't even started yet.
So in an alternate timeline, that song could have been in drop and said whatever the name of the group could have been, and y'all would have been the video, and you
Gone, gone,
woo,
gone, bro,
song had the
gone.
streets on lock
Yes, everything happens in this time,
for
right?
sure, for sure. Wow.
It's funny because I talk about the transition because Purple Rain, we thought for sure we were going on tour,
Mm,
right?
okay.
On the Purple Rain tour, that didn't happen, right? Then he came back off a tour, then he switched up totally, right? Around the world in a day, I think it was
Mhm.
after Purple Rain,
Yep.
and that was a totally different vibe and feel, right? And then in between those, he would always call us up as either to do a party or to shoot a video or something. He just kept us around for some reason.
Hmm.
And then I remember it was around the Sign of the Times uh, era, and we thought we were for sure going. I mean, we were out at rehearsals every day, Mike. And I tell you, we're out there, we're over in a corner. I mean, we're pulling together on the fly, full
Right.
routines to these
Tour
songs.
rehearsals for the Sign of the Times.
Tour rehearsals, yeah, in the sound stage. I mean, they got the big sound stage set
Yeah.
up. I mean, and they're going through it, and then he invited us out. So we're like, yeah, let's going out. We kept going out every day, thinking, oh, this is it. So we got to work, fellas. We got to work. Everything we hear, let's start piecing together these routines.
Wow.
And by the time they had finished doing the songs, man, I mean, he had footage of us doing a whole show.
Interesting.
So we were just like, man, this is getting ready to happen. And I think some things changed. And Prince was a loyal cat, and if you were loyal to him, man, I mean, there's nothing he wouldn't do for you, right?
Mm,
And I think Jerome was going through some things with the time he was leaving that situation,
right.
and I think this either pre-family or after the family, but so he had to find something for Jerome to do, right? And then Wally and Brooks were there also,
Mm,
and they had been together, not to our knowing. Wally was security, Brooks was, I mean, they had been there forever,
mm,
right? And so he wasn't just going to cut people off. If he could find something for him to do, he was going to do that,
interesting.
right?
Okay.
And us not knowing that, we're just like, wait a minute, Jerome, Wally,
I'm starting to
Brooks.
piece this together now. Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute, that's Tony Damon Kirk,
Mm,
you know, right? And so, as I say, everything happens in its time. If it had happened then, you know, he may have cut some other people off who needed their opportunity
right.
at that particular time, right? And I personally probably would not have been as prepared to take advantage of when my turn came around. It was not to only be a dancer. Then he brought me on to write and and do lyrics, and
Okay.
so that just opened up a whole chasm of opportunities for me, right? And during that time, Prince, when they went out on the Sign of the Times tour, Kirk, Damon, myself, Kathleen, Kim, Kirk's sisters, and then we started our own band, right? And we were doing the college circuit, so
What was the name
that
of
helped me. Oh, geez, MPLS connection. I can't remember. I can't remember. But we were doing our own thing, man. We were hitting the college circuit, man. So it gave me an opportunity to pick up on my guitar licks,
it? Okay. Okay.
writing lyrics, um, getting comfortable being out front as a performer, not just a dancer, but as somebody who would grab a mic and actually have to hold an audience or a stage, right?
Wow.
So that gave us an opportunity to cut our teeth during that. So when the time came for us to join the new power generation, we were primed.
Ready.
We were primed and ready to roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the Sign of Times. I don't know if I've ever heard that angle or that story about that.
hmm
When you guys say you were working on rehearsals and stuff, like were you doing dance and choreography with like, as far as with, like, Cat and the band and stuff, or you guys just kinda
Yeah, well, Cat would come in and join, and, Sheila would come over and join and dance steps with us, so we're like, "Man, okay, they're incorporating, they're feeling where we're at right now," right?
right.
And then, so we're like, "Oh, this is going down. This is going down." I remember I'll never forget when they went out on tour and we didn't go. I remember we went down, there was this restaurant called Nankin's, and, it was a Chinese restaurant, and they had this drink called a Wanderer's Punch. Man, if you ever had one of those, you were toe up. And, we had 2 or 3 of them joints, and I
Wow.
just remember us just being loud, "Man, man, forget that dude, man. Man, we just go yeah, it was yeah, it was like that, man. It was like that, you know?"
So, when you guys was, Wally and Brooks and them there while y'all was rehearsing, or were y'all all rehearsing together? Like, I'm just curious.
No, no, they were up on stage, and they had their points, but they hadn't fully pulled together what they were going to do,
Oh,
right? Jerome and I hadn't fully pulled it together. We were just there. All we knew is that we were called to be there, and then things changed.
mm, okay.
Right? So, yeah, so it was like I said, it felt like a curse, but it was a blessing at the same time, right?
Wow.
So it allowed us the opportunity to shore some things up and to bring more to the table when our time did come, right? If you're if you're ready, you don't have to get ready, right?
Right, right.
Be ready, be ready. You don't have to get ready. It's just, let's hit it.
Yep.